Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into some profound sources.
Yeah, sources that lay out this really intricate system of divine judgment.
Exactly. We're looking at complex theological ideas, specific biblical verses, and trying to understand the ultimate consequences they describe.
Right. Our mission really is to unpack this system for you.
So let's start with this core concept that jumped out at me.
The second God.
Yeah, the second God. The sources frame this figure as not just a judge, but as the embodiment of love's commandment itself.
Which is fascinating. It means this figure is both the law and the enforcer, you could say.
And governing time and space through this commandment?
It sets up a really nuanced system of accountability, one that apparently impacts existence itself.
Okay, so let's unpack that a bit more. This second God is the commandment of love.
That's how it's presented. The identification is explicit.
So resisting this figure, it's not just, breaking a rule.
No, the texts frame it as resisting the first God.
And having, no value for existence. That's quite a statement about purpose.
It is. It makes this second God, this commandment, absolutely foundational to why creatures exist, according to these writings.
It really highlights the standard, doesn't it? Especially for things like oppressing neighbors.
Exactly. It measures everything against this inherent law of love.
So if that's the standard, what are the consequences for falling short? This is where it gets pretty intense.
Right. The sources talk about the lake of fire. Some texts call it Bulmot.
Bulmot, okay. And places like Revelation 20, Mark 9, they describe it as, eternal torment.
For the devil, the beast,
Yeah.
false prophets, yeah. And anyone whose name isn't in this book of life, it's termed a second death.
A second death. Wow. And the reasons for ending up there, they seem quite broad.
They are very comprehensive. It's not just about, say, murder or theft.
What else is included?
Well, things like not believing in this second God or rejecting his words.
So belief itself is critical.
Absolutely. And not keeping commandments generally, or not bearing good fruit, as John puts it.
Okay. And then there are the more commonly listed sins.
Right. The works of the flesh from Galatians and 1 Corinthians, sexual immorality, idolatry, enmity, division, things like that.
But also inaction.
Yes, that's crucial. Failing to help those in need, like in Matthew 25. It covers both doing wrong and failing to do right.
Okay, so given how broad that is, you have to wonder about fairness. Is the judgment uniform?
No, and that's a really important point in these texts. Revelation says each person is judged according to their deeds.
According to their deeds.
And it's proportional. Luke mentions this idea, those who knew the master's will but didn't do it get many beatings.
Ah, right, but those who didn't know
receive fewer. So there's this element of, accounting for knowledge and intent. It seems to aim for a kind of profound justice.
And this judgment, it's not done in secret.
No, quite the opposite. The sources describe a great white throne judgment, big pan, in some texts, which is public.
Public? Why public?
Well, the idea seems to be transparency. So all creatures can understand the reasons, accept the judgment, and complete their free will.
Complete their free will. How so?
By understanding the justice of it, removing any basis for future rebellion or sin, the ultimate goal stated is the destruction of sin and death.
To complete creation, ensuring no one sins again. That's a huge concept.
It really is. It frames the entire purpose of the second God becoming a creature in the first place.
So let's bring this back to the listener. What does this mean for maybe someone listening right now who believes they've already received forgiveness? Is that permanent?
That's where another stark warning comes in. The sources suggest forgiveness isn't necessarily locked in.
Really? How so?
Even if you were forgiven, receive the knowledge of truth. Phrases like falling away, apostasy, shipwrecked faith are used.
And these can lead to?
Your forgiveness being canceled. That's the language used in places like Hebrews.
Wow. So it's not just about a past decision.
Exactly. It seems to emphasize a continuous, active engagement, an ongoing journey of faith and obedience.
It challenges that idea of, once saved, always saved.
It definitely seems to. It highlights this ongoing relationship as key to avoiding that final judgment. Even within the church, the idea is that some might be found wanting, like weeds at the end.
So it's about persistence, an active connection.
That seems to be the core message there. It's not a passive state.
Okay. Well, that was an incredibly deep dive. We've covered judgment, purpose, divine standards, even the public nature of it all.
It's a very comprehensive, if challenging, system presented in these sources.
Definitely challenges some common assumptions.
And the implications,
Yeah.
they are pretty vast. thinking about that ultimate goal.
The completion of creation where no one sins anymore.
Right. If that's the end game of this whole intricate system, what does that really suggest about the weight, the finality of every single choice you make day by day?
That is certainly something powerful to ponder as you reflect on these insights.